the CHGO Bears Podcast. Practice number 13 in the books at Bears training camp. Adam Hoge, Mark Carman, Nicholas Moreano. Look at us.
Nice.
We are back in our studio, and off the camera is our producer, Greg Braggs Jr.
You know what? He's got a weird thing that I just noticed when he's producing. He has his tongue licking his lips in a weird way.
Who is that? Who's that from?
That is not the MJ tongue.
Who
Don't
is
even
that?
try it, and I know where you're going. You're wrong.
Honestly, the way you're
I'm
doing
locked
that,
in, baby.
Go. I'm just telling you, the way you do your tongue is not MJ's tongue. It actually reminds me of Tony Donato, the bus driver vendor, who's an outstanding man whose son plays hockey, but he ain't Jordan, and neither are you.
Braggs is going for Jordan. You went Tony Donato.
He's Tony Donato. You're Donato.
If you can remember in Come Fly With Me, the great VHS video about Michael Jordan's life, his dad, the way he'd stick his tongue out while he worked on the car.
You're saying you're James Jordan?
I'm just of the Jordan lineage. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, just we got to get on track here because it's a huge show, but let me just tell you this before we get on track. Don't ever say anything to me like, if you remember, and it's involving Jordan and Come Fly With Me or anything from like 1984 to 91.
Well, you're getting older, so your memory is going to start, dissipating day by day.
I'm heading into my best decade tomorrow, buddy. That's all I know. My best decade starts tomorrow, and I've had some great decades, but I am raising the roof on my next decade.
Is your birthday tomorrow?
That's right, buddy.
Oh, my God.
Let's go.
At least I figured it out before your birthday.
Yeah.
That's true, because we ignored your birthday.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Is there any? I don't see any gifts around here.
Your birthday's tomorrow.
We don't have a show tomorrow that I'm
we
doing.
do that you were invited to be on that you declined. You declined.
It's his birthday, though.
You declined. Will declined. Braggs and I have you tomorrow. And it's going to be the greatest show of all time after this one.
I'm excited for tomorrow's show. And I wanted to be there, but as I told you, it was my birthday and things have been planned. So
You didn't tell me it was your birthday. You just said you had plans, which is fine. Now I know it's your birthday. It's fine.
Okay.
It was fine already. I don't really care.
Okay.
But
That's messed up. That's why you love this show.
It's the best. This is the greatest. I am excited to be back in our studio, and we're going to jump right in here with training camp. It feels like it was like yesterday already. I don't know why. Maybe because we drove downtown, but I'm a little out of sorts. We just had a very energetic meeting here, though.
Pumped up.
In our studio as a company. We thought we would just enjoy and celebrate with our Goose Island
Cheers.
friends, IPA. Nick's going big time with the beer hug.
Yeah, this might be
honestly, the spirit of that meeting is just a tremendous thank you to all of you out there, from everyone I'm looking at right now, the Jammer J, Nicholas, everybody, Torian, you're a regulars, all you. We appreciate everybody a ton for getting us to this
Jammer
point.
J actually has a great nickname for our show tomorrow, Hogue.
Our show?
Yeah, look on the chat.
Meatball Hoagie show tomorrow?
I like that.
The Meatball Hoagie.
I like
It is
that
a
a lot.
delicious sandwich.
I smell a graphic being cooked up for that show. I don't know who's going to make it, but
Lawrence.
No, in all seriousness, though, some of the meeting we just had was about, our CHGO brand, not just the Bears show, but all of our shows being recognized in this great city of ours in the sports landscape, and we see it every day at training camp. We love seeing you guys. Never stop or hesitate to say hello by any means. Sometimes we're busy, but always happy to say hello. So hopefully, don't get offended if we're just like, hey, and got to get to work. But we love seeing you. We love seeing the CHGO gear, and we're definitely feeling the love out of training camp. So that definitely is a testament to our CHGO family, you guys, and we're really excited about it. What I'm also excited about, best and worst of the day today. And my best, and don't freak out, but the best is the backup quarterback today. Because I thought for a guy who's had plenty of errant throws in training camp, have sailed relatively high over wide receivers, P.J. Walker had a really good day. And at times while the starters were struggling offensively, he went out there, 2-minute drill, led a nice drive, had a couple of long throws on that drive that were just lasers right on the mark to Simba Webster was one of them. I'm forgetting the other one, but
The Simba Webster play was the best play of the day. That was a great throw.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and so he was on point, and by no means is this any type of be panic about Justin Fields thing. It's just we know in this city how important the backup quarterback is. We know that with Justin Fields' playing style, as much as we don't want to talk about it or think about it, there's a decent chance he doesn't play all 17 games. It's just the reality of the position in general and the reality of how Justin Fields plays football. So the backup quarterback is huge, and I really like the P.J. Walker signing at the time. I think it's a great compliment to Justin Fields, and quite frankly, I've been a little worried about the P.J. Walker we've seen in camp for probably the majority of the time. So my best of the day was just to see him have a really good practice, be on point, because the Bears are going to need that, and we're going to see a lot of P.J. Walker on Saturday against the Titans. So let's see if that can continue into this preseason game.
Absolutely, Adam. And what's your worst from today?
My worst, though, was how the starting offense got going in camp today, and it was not pretty. So I do think they came around a little bit. I also – part of the reasons why I asked Luke Getsy today, the question about are there any defensive players that are just driving you crazy because they keep blowing up plays or whatever? Because I actually thought the defense, especially the D-line today, was causing some havoc. Gervon Dexter had a great – I don't want to steal anybody else's best or worst, but I think that helped explain some of the struggles offensively. It was not a horrible day. It started pretty bad, came back around. I think we'd all agree the defense won the day overall, but that was the worst. Just the offensive start.
I thought that was a great question, by the way, because you are looking for reasons why the offense looks the way it looks at times. And today, it just looked wonky. I mean, Fields is moving around weirdly, and then he's throwing sidearm passes to no one. I don't know what you thought. I'm actually curious, Greg Braggs, watching the offense today, what you were seeing, because
yeah, I mean, two days in a row of sloppiness across the board.
Okay.
The offensive line can't block. Their penalties with flags. Yesterday there was a ton of drops. And Fields, 2 days in a row, has consistently overthrown the football.
So okay, that gets me.
And that came from Braggs.
Yeah,
meatball, baby.
Send your arrows that way.
Honesty, man.
Not
just being honest here.
Not to us.
So
at G Braggs Jr.
They know.
Yeah, they do.
They've been yelling at me.
So
can I tell a quick story? Not to
please
derail the segment. I walked.
That's exactly what you're doing.
I am doing that. Walked up the steps here at CHGO when I got here, and Braggs, of course, is on his phone on Spaces. Brings me in and references somebody on the Spaces. John. Okay. Who apparently was claiming that Justin Fields has more, what was it?
Talent.
More talent, more natural talent than Patrick Mahomes.
Yes. When we do our Spaces, by the end of it, it gets out of hand.
Well, that comment, if you're talking about pure athletic talent,
we go.
I would agree. Pure athletic talent. Fields is stronger. Fields is faster.
But that's not how it was presented to me. It was overall talent.
Yes, we don't need to get lost in the weeds on it.
Okay.
We understand Justin Fields' undeniable rare talent that he has, but let's not undersell the rare talent that Patrick Mahomes possesses. Shout out to John, though, because he's passionate and he believes in Justin Fields, as do I.
I just had this moment of, what did I just get brought into?
Greg Spaces, man.
What is happening?
They want to hear from
now?
the mansion. Come on.
So
now.
your worst was just the Bears offense looking weird. What was your best?
My worst was the Bears offense looking weird, and particularly the offensive line portion of it. I don't know if Darnell Wright is not wanting to use his physicality, but there's just some weird plays where he's just like letting dudes run right by him.
That's why I want to see him in a preseason game.
Yeah,
I feel like he's being held back right now, and I want to see him in the run game get going because I think that's where he's probably going to be better as a rookie. Yeah. And you can't do that right now in practice.
Right. So I'm giving a pass, but I'm just saying that it looks a little awkward, and he is a rookie, and it's not going to be perfect, and that's all fine. But the offensive line, there's a lot of traffic today. But speaking of on the best side to that traffic. Gervon Dexter batted down one Justin Fields throw. We've heard from numerous players. We heard it again today. P.J. Walker was talking about it, the size and force that Gervon Dexter is in the middle of that defensive line, what he could mean. And we actually saw him get in the backfield today, get his big paw up, knock down a football. I'm getting more and more excited about 98. So I thought he had a very good day today. Bears need him to be good if we're going to win some football games, and he absolutely had an impact today. So that was my best.
And Bears fans, the get-off looked better in today's practice than it had been the previous practices. So that's another plus for Gervon Dexter. My best from today was a throw from Justin Fields to DJ Moore. It was just on a slant route. Why it's so good is because Jalen Johnson was in damn near perfect coverage, but DJ Moore was still able to catch the ball. So it's a good rep by everybody on that play. Jalen Johnson, I think, gets better on that rep. DJ Moore with his ability to catch the ball, and then Justin Fields putting the ball right where it needed to be. It was just a good rep overall in team period, and something where each one of the players, even though Jalen Johnson gave up the 7-yard gain that it was or whatever it may have been, it still was like he can take that into his repertoire of moves and know how to play it better the next time. So I thought it was just a really good rep by all those guys. My worst is kind of along the lines of what you guys were saying. The offensive line today and like Rasheem Green beat Darnell Wright. And
all day.
Like, and Jatari Carter.
Jatari Carter as well. You had we got to see Yannick Ngakoue in team drills for the first time. Love how he hustles. So he doesn't even get like the sack on the play, but there may be a throw over to the left side of the field. You'll see number 91 track it down, but he was getting in the backfield. You saw Noah Sewell, I think, had a sack at one point in the practice today. So a little bit too much pressure is being given up by this offensive line in the past two practices. Again, they're not at full strength. Still don't have Nate Davis out there, not practicing again, but just a little bit too much pressure, and that's my worst.
There is a narrative about Nate Davis that he just doesn't like to practice, and the Bears are basically allowing him to do the Nate Davis.
I heard that on the radio coming in. I don't buy that. I
don't buy it either.
I mean, it might. I'm not. Maybe there's some truth to that. I don't. What the part I object to is that the Bears would be enabling that. That's just not his principle
at all.
That's not their culture.
No.
Which makes me also sort of doubt that narrative to begin with, because that just doesn't seem like a guy that Poles would have gone after.
True.
But we say it all the time in March. Free agency can be fool's gold. You can sometimes be fooled into some of these things. The scouting reports are not always completely accurate. The agents get involved and they sell their guys. I'm glad you brought that up, because I heard that on the radio coming down too, and I didn't have time because of our meeting and everything, but I wanted to look up, and maybe we can figure this off just off the top of our heads. But how many practices did he have in training camp before he went out? 3 or 4?
I felt like it was didn't he start training camp not practicing? Am I remembering that right?
God, I honestly don't know with this timeline anymore, because in yesterday's practice he practice but didn't participate in team drills. Like, honestly, I get lost in the weeds with.
Well, here's what I can say: a player that was signed in March has been through 0 padded practices with the Chicago Bears, and he's probably only been in 3 or 4 overall practices since he signed in March.
Well, he also missed a bunch of minicamp too.
Well, he did participate in minicamp,
but he missed some of it.
No, but OTA.
OTA.
Showed up.
Okay.
He showed up for mandatory minicamp.
Okay, my
so
bad.
those would be 3 practices there.
He said, I'm going to come to the Bears, but I ain't doing nothing until the season starts.
He's like Allen Iverson of the Bears.
Yeah.
Practice?
Talking about practice.
Nate Davis is Allen Iverson.
Yes.
We're talking about practice.
Yes.
Hey, if he plays like AI, man, all good.
good.
We're
Oh,
good.
boy.
Everything's fine.
My best is, training camp is coming to an end, and we are live after every game. Coming up this Saturday. Cannot wait.
Look at the camera, not us, if you're going to put your pretty face
show,
on them.
pretty face. Got lined up by my barber, Isaiah. Shout out to him.
And then you put a hat
But
on.
we are lined. Yeah, I put the hat on. My
Wait,
hair's still
what
short.
was your barber doing when you?
Okay, so I called my barber yesterday. I never schedule ahead. I just call him frantically and say, you're going to cut my hair tonight, and I'll tip you well to do it
That's
for short
basically what I
notice.
do,
And he was
too.
like, well, I have a wake tonight. And I was like, I'm sorry for your loss. I will see you afterwards. He lined me up, and I tipped him well. I love Isaiah. Shout out to Isaiah. Get yourself a good barber. I suggest every single one of you to do. So, like I said, my best is that we got a pre- and post-game show coming up this Saturday. So make sure everybody here is tuned in for that here Saturday afternoon, where we're playing the Titans, not the Colts. I'm not losing track of my weeks today.
What position are you playing?
We are going to light up the Titans as a Bears family. And then my worst is today was the last day of open practice at Hallis Hall, which means no more brags at Hallis Hall, which I'm sure there's some
Also,
that
the
may
last
be
one is actually closed but open day.
It's Monday, but it's closed for guys like Braggs. So it's a
You got in that
somber
one
day.
time, though.
I got in that one time, but
Put you in the woods.
not two times.
Let's all have a moment. Braggs' performance this training camp.
Fantastic.
Let's
Wait a minute. We're all going down to Indy next week.
well,
and you're
but
gonna
Hallis Hall is
yeah.
different. Come on now.
Well, it is. It's not located in Indianapolis. That was a
Correct. So
factual
it's
statement.
it's getting to the end. So that's a good thing and a bad thing because I love training camp. So those are my best and worst. I let you guys handle the football end of it. There it is. That's all I got for you. Now you can go back to doing whatever you do.
Riles in the chat. Clap. That's funny, Riles. I appreciate you. I do. That's the humor I'm looking for on this beautiful Thursday. All right. Where are we going, Hoge?
I want to go to your Bet Your Life game that you came up with.
Okay.
And we have a super chat that I think is actually a decent way to start it off from Keys here. But before we get to that super chat, want to make sure you're all set up with Hooters for the start of football season, because Hooters is your spot to catch all the games. Step up to the plate for their world-famous wings, delicious seafood, stack sandwiches, salads, and more. I'm kind of hungry right now. This show's a little bit later today.
I am hungry.
I could go to Hooters right now.
There's one on
I
our way
would
back.
crush Hooters wings all day long.
We could just stop
I'm
the
down.
show right now and go to Hooters.
Let's go.
They
Crab
got
legs.
tons of great beer specials, $6 drinks all day, every day, and their seafood specials, $19.83 for a pound of crab legs, and great prices on buffalo and steamed shrimp. Why is it $19.83? Well, because Hooters is celebrating 40 years in business all year long in honor of their anniversary. On the 4th of every month, Hooters will be hosting throwback events, bringing the 80s back with 83-cent wings and other great specials. The next one is on September 4th.
Let's go.
A really good combination, you guys, is you can go to Sunnyside and then go to Hooters right afterwards.
Wow.
It's a fantastic combination. Why? Because Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality products. Sunnyside has everything you need to elevate your summer. One-stop shop for all your cannabis needs, no matter where you are in your cannabis journey. Easy online ordering and in-store pickup, great transparent loyalty program, Sunnyside Rewards. Let me just highlight a couple of Sunnyside's house of brands. Here you have High Supply. High Supply offers quality weed that's always available. Buds are expertly grown, lab tested and available in vape carts, vape pens, flour, popcorn, shake, pre-rolls, shorties, and concentrates. And you have good news. The gummies, rechargeable vape pen, and cart, perfect for great moments with the crew. And, of course, through August, head to Sunnyside Shop and use code CHGO25 at checkout for 25% off your total order. One use per customer, not stackable with other promotions. That's not only for new customers. Anyone can use our code. Pick up everything you need to elevate your summer. Must be 21 or older or have an Illinois Med card holder.
And our CHGO Bears training camp coverage has been brought to you by the ComEd Energy Efficiency Program. Learn more at comed.com/powering biz. Thank you to our friends at ComEd.
Mr. Braggs, if you may, can we bring up that super chat I saw earlier from Keys? I believe it was on the quarterback known as Justin Fields, and
QB1?
I think proper expectations. I saw some of this on social media too, from a radio show that we know well with Danny Parkins. But Keys says a $5 super chat here. Would love to know your guys' input. Are you all in with Justin Fields or not? Not optimistic. All in or not. You got to be all in or not in. I'm with Parkins. I'm all in because Danny Parkins, I didn't actually see the whole clip, but I saw it on social media.
It's a great clip.
He said, he basically said, right, you got to pick right now. You're either in or you're out.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to speak on this,
I love
if I
this
may,
stare.
because Danny and I are friends. Danny and I work together in Kansas City. We've all been on Danny's show. Danny's very good at radio. Danny's excellent at crafting topics. Danny believes this, but this is also Parkins radio. So I'm just telling you that he may be saying that on the air, but yeah.
Here we go.
We can
Nobody's honest but the traditional media. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Hey, I like Parkins' take. Like you're saying, he's not.
I'm saying that he's
overcooking the ham for radio.
I'm telling you that I'm going to put him on this show.
Put him on the show.
Come on here, and we can discuss this. And I am telling you that there's no way that Parco or anyone for that matter can sit here and tell you with 100% confidence that Justin is going to be all of that. Now, if you had to bet. If that was I didn't hear it. Like, if you had to bet, like, is he going to be?
So you didn't hear the clip?
No, I did not.
I'm the only one that heard the clip. So let me speak on it.
Go ahead.
He said, yeah. Well, if we're going to talk about this, he said, no, we don't know if he's going to win a Super Bowl. No, we don't know, if it's going to be playoffs every year or he can win an MVP. But we do know he's QB1. And I agree with that. And there's just people kind of sitting on the fence of he's got to prove more to earn the title of trust for Bears fans that he can be the guy to be competitive. And when you put the weapons that they have around him now, there's no question that Justin Fields is going to take a step this year. The question is how big of a step.
100%.
That's what he said.
100. That's okay. We've said that on the show 100 times. There's no doubt that he's making a leap this year. 0.0 doubt.
So here's part of my question too is like, well, how are we defining all in? Because the way I think about it, maybe I'm just being practical Hoge here though, is are you giving him a long-term extension or not?
Right.
That's
what it is. Do you
then I'm all in.
Do you think that they're going to draft a quarterback next year? That's what it means.
If that's the question, then I'm all in too, 100%.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Well, and this is why I thought this was a good segue. Thanks for the super chat, Keys. I guess if I have to pick one way or the other, I'd say all in. Nick, what would you say?
Look, if I had to put all my money on it, is he going to be successful or not? I'm going with he's going to be successful, all in, and being that he's going to take this step in year 3, and he's going to be what the Bears envision him being. So if I'm looking at one side or the other, I'm gonna bet that he's gonna be good.
The problem is if you're asking us to do this right now before, like,
what's new that you're
the Bears. I bet you if you made Ryan Poles answer this question, he wouldn't have an answer either.
Correct. He wouldn't. That's my point.
Yeah,
we do.
You got to see this year first.
If anybody has come out to training camp this year and is watching it with just realistic, what's happening eyes, he's been up and down. That is the reality. Now you want to put in that the defense knows what they're doing, that they're not scheming anything. All fair comments. Completely fair. Maybe it's going to look a whole lot different, but you certainly can't say that you came out to training camp this year and watched him like, there's no doubt that's the dude. That would be an absurd statement that even the man who wants to talk right now, I don't think would make.
I mean, when you see the connection, and we talked about this in the last show with DJ Moore, I mean, that's a real connection that we can all agree is going to translate when the season starts. Correct?
100%.
They did not have that last year.
Let me give you a
100%.
specific example, even though it's one play of a throw. I don't care if it's practice. I don't care if it's a game. I don't care if it's them throwing off to the side after practice. That slant he threw high to DJ Moore today needs to be completed 10 out of 10 times. The completion percentage on that specific throw needs to be 100%, especially because DJ Moore, and we talked about this yesterday, has been pulling balls here, and his hands are like glue because he's been the best player on the field every single day. And it was too high that even DJ Moore didn't catch it. And that just wrote that down on my notebook. And maybe it's the honestly, that might have been the miss of training camp that's bothered me the most, because there's other misses that I'm like, yeah, but that's a pretty hard throw. Like you're trying to hit the hole in cover 2. That's not easy. Okay, like stuff like that, totally understand. But you want a quick slant for first down, like Aaron Rodgers hits his wide receivers over and over and over and over again. You know, he probably over the course of his career, 95% on those throws, I would guess, if not higher. Like, that cannot be a miss.
And I mean, that one was a miss, Adam. But the one I was talking about, where it's good coverage by the corner, he needs to put it out in front, and it's right there. But it needs to be more consistent is the thing, especially on a slant route. But
look,
come on, guys. Has he not shown? I mean, I voiced my concern about lack of deep passes, but at the same time, you guys talk about the miss on a slant. Can you not agree that they have hit the underneath and the slant stuff consistently here at camp? The last 2 days have not been pretty.
Yeah, he's dominating training camp.
But great, he's throwing
Don't
a bunch
you
of
do
underneath.
Don't you do that.
I just looked at Adam when he said
You said it,
Who
not me.
cares? Who cares if he's hitting underneath passes? We've had it.
What do you mean? Who cares?
Dink and dunk gets you sunk, dog. Like that's something to be excited
That is
about.
what was missing from the offense last year. It's great rhyme scheme, Mother Goose, but it's Adam Hoge sat here on our post-game shows week after week and said, you can hit the home run ball, but can you hit the nickel and dimes? And that is what was missing from this offense last year, because he didn't have the weapons to create separation on those third and gotta have it, and B, Justin Fields still had development to do. Now he has those weapons that can get separation off the line of scrimmage. I mean, I don't understand what you're getting frustrated about. I'm getting
frustrated about because we're having the Fields conversation for the zillionth time, but it's fine that we're having it because
Well,
this
we're
is the
gonna have it a
conversation.
million times.
This is the
We
conversation.
have a
But,
okay,
coming up.
Fields
let me
guide.
Let me get a little bit more specific here, because Carm came up with his game. I guess we're calling it Bet Your Life.
Yes, that's what we're calling
Bet
it.
Your Life on the sidelines at
boy.
camp today. He also apparently gave it to Sylvie. So I don't if Sylvie stole it, and you've already heard this on ESPN.
We can steal from
today,
Sylvie.
It's
I'm his
Carm's
friend.
game, and you don't steal his content.
I went up to Mark Silverman today, who I've known forever, and said, you know, if you had to, I've been doing it around, but if you had to bet your life on how many wins, what's your number? You're betting your life. I did the same thing to you, and he's like, "That's great. Do you mind if I use that?" I'm like, yeah, of course you can use it. And then I'm like, well, maybe we should use it too. And then, so then I started thinking about it further because it was interesting. Like what? And I'm asking the chat right now. What is? And I'm asking you, Greg Braggs.
No, ask me first.
Ask Kirk Gullich.
Well, of course I'm asking
he's
you.
asking you.
Wait, I came up with one though that's Fields related. Before
right.
we go to wins, can I do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Tangents.
Because this has to do with
We're betting our lives right now.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
but
real.
This I think is a more valid conversation than like, are you vaguely all in, whatever that means. Okay. If you had to bet your life, Justin Fields throws for 400 yards, like he vowed to do.
4,000.
Sorry, 4,000 yards. Excuse me. Is what I meant.
400-yard games would be sweet. But go ahead. Yep.
4,000 yards this season, or 2,000. Which one's more likely? What would you bet your life on?
4,000 or 2,000 in the 2,000s or in the 4,000s?
He threw for 2,200 last year.
I understand. So I get all the way to 29.99.
No,
Well, okay.
exactly.
I'm asking the question. So 2,000 or 4,000 exactly?
Yes, exactly. Not
Exactly.
2,900.
I'm
I
going
got
with
it.
2,000. Bet my life on one of these two scenarios?
I'd bet 4. That's the first time that I've been Mr. Optimist. I would bet 4 over 2.
Correct.
All day.
Even
he ain't
though
throwing for 2.
2,200.
He already threw for 2,200 on the worst football team the Bears have ever
yeah.
put out there.
I hate always being the guy who brings up the reality of football, but injuries are a factor.
I'd still bet 4.
We're-
I would bet 4.
Are you talking about Fields' injury or other injury around
If
him?
Fields
Correct.
gets hurt and
Well,
misses
that
games,
doesn't count
there's
in the
no chance.
conversation.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, but
Yes,
it is
it does.
because it's the probability that a guy who runs the football. If I'm sorry, Bears fans, you want to keep ignoring this very real threat to his health that exists.
He's going to run the ball this season, you guys. Like, he's going to be in harm's way.
You can do that, but they did that in Baltimore too, and
I'm curious what the chat is thinking. Like, I'm seeing 4,000 and 2,000 here, but
you stick to your guns,
And,
dog.
and by the way, if you're somebody who likes to invest with our friends at DraftKings or anything like that, I hope when you're making your bets, you are keeping that in your mind too.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not about will he throw. It's what's more likely, 2,000 or
If you had to
4,000.
bet 4,000,
And
which has never happened in the history of the world of the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, but 2,000 is catastrophic. And I
That's
think
not
most
great.
people, when you're framing this conversation, are using it in the sense that he's healthy and only throws for 2,000, or healthy to a reasonable extent, like last year. He may miss a few games, but he ends up with 2,200 like last year. I mean, I think you have to throw out he gets hurt week 1 like Trey Lance and doesn't play all season. That's not fair.
No,
I mean,
No,
it's
I think
a
what's more
possibility, but it's not fair to
realistic
this
is, does
conversation.
he miss a couple of games?
Yes, 15 games, something like that.
yeah. On that particular, I would take the 4. I would. I think I'm going to bet on his ability and his intelligence and his just pure physicality. I don't mind the getting hurt equation. I'm just going to bet that he's going to stay healthy. He works at it, and he's smart enough to get down. I trust him. I mean, obviously he can get hurt. He's a quarterback in the NFL, but I would bet on him staying healthy. I'd take the 4,000.
I'm in like the 3,500 range. I mean, like it's
I
still
got it. I got it.
2,000.
You're-
Because like if we want to actually get to what he's going to do,
Your bet is a good bet. They're both. It's a great question.
and I'm sure we'll get to what his actual stats are going to be as we get closer to the season. But I'm at the point where he had 2,200 yards, relatively somewhere around 2,200 yards passing
crap
last year.
offense.
I would put my hard-earned money down that he's going to eclipse 3,000 yards.
Yeah.
It's just a question of, is it 3,200 or 3,500? I would put my hard-earned, if we want to all put $100 on it, I will put my hard-earned money down that he is going to eclipse 3,000 yards on the season. I think that's an easy guess.
you don't
I
have to
put my
bet it
money
with
on
us,
it.
dude. Bet the over. Dial up DraftKings. Let's go.
All right, Carm, why don't you give us your other ones, too?
Okay, so here's my question. It's for the chat or whatnot. The number one premise of this is, if you had to bet your life on it right now, how many games the Bears will win, what is your number? If you had to bet your life on it, how many games the Bears win in the 2023 season, what's your number? So let's start there.
Easily 7. I would bet 7.
You bet 7.
I would
That's what I said
I would
earlier.
comfortably bet 7.
No,
8,
no, I'm not. You have to get it right. It's not.
Well, that's
it's not 7 or more. You're betting that what they're going to hit. Not it. How many games are they going to win?
So
It's not over
so
under.
Divisional
Can't be
wild
7 or
card
8,
round,
Charlie
divisional
Ruby.
round, championship, Super Bowl. That's 4 extra wins.
16 games,
Yeah.
16 wins there.
So if
13
they
in
go
the regular
13,
season.
so
Elliot's
7,
got
I got
it.
17.
Elliot's got 20. There we go.
Yeah. Wait, 20?
Yeah.
So they go 17-0, but
Right.
Oh yeah, because then they'd have a bye.
All right.
I got you.
Okay, so
good
let's-
number.
So numbers all over the place. Now let's start. Okay, now let's rewind back. What do you think?
I would say 8, by the way.
Yeah, that's
8?
where I'm at. I'm going to raise mine up from
You
earlier
said
today.
7.
I did.
And
I'm
then
raising.
you watched a bad practice.
Yes, but it's just one practice. 8.
Drew Black is dead at 69. Unapologetic truth. I don't like your future at 11.
Wait, you just killed Drew?
Drew Black's
You
dead.
just pronounced Drew dead at the age of 69.
He said 69. He's
Nice.
done.
Drew
Nice,
Black.
nice.
You just said Drew Black is dead at 69. That was a direct. That was like a George Hoffman sports update.
Towering fly ball. Georgie, we love you. I don't know if you ever watched the show, but just know that we love you. All right.
Well, because he had that one where he didn't. Who did he declare dead? That famous radio clip.
I
You know
know
what
he's
I'm
got
talking
one clip that's like his pappy was his dead or something. I don't know what it was. But okay, what do we think the floor is? If things go woefully wrong, things are just
Leaving injury out of it.
nope.
No,
I'm not
that's
leaving it.
part of-
Don't you
How
understand?
do you not
It's
understand
an impossible
this?
because then it's one. Then it's one win.
Hey,
if
dude.
we're gonna
No,
say,
it's
not.
Hey, dude.
if we're not leaving
Really?
injury out of it, then Fields could get hurt the first quarter of the first game, and they go 1-15 on.
You
the
Why
think
is
you
your
really-
face so red right now?
Yeah, you really hold on. a
Because
second.
it's
Hold on a second.
annoying
Hold
that
on a
you
second.
guys
Let me
can't
explain.
exclude
You
the
really
injury
think, hold on a
aspect
second.
out of it.
Well, hold on a second. You really think that if Justin Fields goes out in Week 1, that PJ
Have
Walker's
you
going to win one?
seen PJ Walker?
Okay,
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I,
he
do-
did
I
better.
disagree
He
with
did better
you.
today.
I disagree.
He
With
did
you.
better today.
I
I'm
disagree
saying
with you.
5.
Where's the quiet, please? You got to bust that back out.
Let me write it again.
5.
I say 5 too. I think
And that's with the situation where where Fields gets hurt.
Yeah.
PJ Walker won games with the Panthers last year.
Yeah.
He's got DJ Moore too.
Yeah, they're not. If Justin Fields, and I'll say God forbid for you, if he got hurt in Week 1 against the Packers, they are not winning one game. No freaking way. They will win games. They're not going to win a lot of games, but they're going to win games. So you say 5? I think it's 5.
I say 5 is the floor.
Yeah.
I'm raising mine one up from earlier. I'm going with 6. 6 is the floor. They almost won games last year in one-score games with that roster that shouldn't have been out there. Like, this is a better roster. Even if Justin Fields is not out there, P.J. Walker's a veteran. He's got more weapons to throw to. I'm going with 6.
Okay.
Braggs?
It's a high floor.
Braggs can't even play the game.
I'm not going to yell. But, again, the floor, if we're going to allow Justin Fields, I can't be quiet, please. I just
What
started
if
talking.
DJ Moore gets hurt?
If Justin Fields gets hurt Week 1, and I know everybody's like getting angry that we're even bringing this up, but since you guys refuse to leave this out of the realm of
Because it's a
possibility,
possibility.
of course it is.
Stay healthy,
Jesus,
everybody.
you guys don't know how to play this game. Then it's 1. The answer is
Okay,
1
so
win.
okay, fine.
That's the
fine.
floor.
That's fine. That's
Worst
fine.
case Trey Lance scenario.
Okay.
And I am picking them as the guy on this team that had the best win-loss picking of the team last year. Of all of us, thank you very much, including the 3 sitting in front of me and people that played for this team and people that cover this team on a national scale. I think I went 13-4, thank you very much. I'm picking them to win 9 games this year. Mayor of Meatball Island.
So you think Justin Fields is worth 8 games? Is essentially what you're saying.
Yes.
I just don't see any scenario that this team loses more games than last year.
There is
How is that possible?
There's got to be a certain part of Meatball Island with like that's just the meatballest of the meatballs that which is where you belong.
John wins the mayor. I mean, he should be the mayor. He thought he was better than Mahomes.
Okay, that's fine. Great. Fields is worth 8 wins. Maybe he is. I hope you're right. Okay.
I just picture Jenny cooking meatballs every night at home.
So
Greg.
I can go for some
All right.
meatballs right now.
That's all he
Starving.
eats is meatballs.
this is the game now. I'm taking Braggs as 1 out of there because he's.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. Well,
Then I'll mute your mic.
We're gonna we're gonna
I'll
play.
take you out of here.
We're gonna play this at 5. I want to know if you had to bet on 5 wins. You're the same thing as Hoge's doing with 2,000 or 4,000. 5 or 9. Are you taking 5 wins? Or are you taking 9 wins? 5 wins.
I would say 9.
You take 9.
I think 9 is more likely than 5, which was my floor. 5 was my floor, and I think 9.
You think 9's more likely than?
This is the best case scenario too?
No, I'm
Or
just saying. I'm
taking
these are
9
options.
regardless. I'm
your
taking
life
9.
your life is on the line. 5 or 9.
They're better than 5 wins.
Okay,
if
it seems like
Fields
the
takes
majority is
next
going to go with
9.
9 here. So the majority believes that the Bears are more likely to be over 500 than to have a 2-win improvement and have a disappointing season. Fair. All right, 5 or 10.
10. I still think it's more likely. I still think it's more likely that they're 10-7 is still not like outstanding.
You think they're okay?
It doesn't guarantee you the
Okay.
playoffs, although probably.
Chat, 5 or 10. Nick,
Oh man, I wrote an article. Oh, here we go. Go to Greg first.
Greg, 5 or 10.
10.
I don't need to go- I don't
in the
need to go
chat.
to
No,
Greg.
you don't. Brodelicious says if my life is on the line, 5 is the answer.
Most
That's
people are saying 10. All
'Cause
right.
most
Only-
people
okay.
live on Meatball Island where
That's
we have
fine.
fun.
That's fine. Vince Schaefer is sitting there at 5, but everybody else, Lord Cripson, Eric, Joe, people are ready. Carm, why do you hate the Bears? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm giving a proposal. There's nobody that wants the Bears to win more than me, except for Braggs. I'll give him that. 5 or 11.
Okay, time out. Here's a stat for you if this changes anything. Only 4 teams in the last 20 years have gone from having the least amount of wins in the league to double-digit victories the following season. Written by Nicholas Moreano. Does that change anything?
How
for
many
anybody?
teams did you say?
Just do
Only
that again.
4 teams in the last 20 years have gone from having the least amount of wins to getting double-digit victories.
4 teams in the last 20 years
It
have
was-
gone from the bottom of the barrel to having double-digit wins.
2012 Chiefs,
So there's a
2011
20%
Colts,
chance it could happen.
20% chance. 2007 Dolphins, 2003 Chargers.
I would like to look at what were the extenuating circumstances. in
Exactly.
that?
You're nailing it. That's exactly where I was going to go with it. You're a genius, Carm.
Thank you, Greg.
Because I would encourage you, Nick, to dive deeper into
I did. It's all
these
in all
teams.
CHGO written up. It has all the quarterbacks. What was going on there?
That's the catch is how many of those teams were then pulling a quarterback like Justin Fields over into the next year, because most of those teams are drafting a quarterback the next year as a rookie.
And let me give you this little nugget I got today. This is courtesy of Bet Online. The odds for the team most likely to be most improved. So basically, at the end of the year, which team improved their winning percentage the most from 2022 to 2023? The Chicago Bears are the overwhelming favorite in the entire National Football League to do that at 2-1. The Broncos are next at 5-1. The Texans are after that at 7-1. The Colts are 8-1, and the Saints are 9-1.
I mean,
I think
it's a smart move with the Bears.
I think that's as big of a statement on how bad the Bears were last year as well, right? They are going to be way better than 3 wins. They were 1-8.
According to Braggs, he's got them going 1-16.
That's a good point. Excellent point. I mean, they were 1-8 in one-score games last year, and to the question that I just asked Nick, by the way, right? Extenuating circumstances. The Bears' extenuating circumstances are that they went out and they traded their number 1 draft pick for a receiver that they didn't have. Excuse me?
They were purposely tanking.
On the back half of the season, they diminished their roster. I don't think they were purposely taking, dude. We saw Ryan Poles in his suite every game looking like death was at his door. He was not celebrating the fact that they were losing games. I don't think that's. I mean, they obviously weren't going all in on the season, but I wouldn't call them purposely tanking. Jay Richardson, karma's unbearable. Happy birthday to you, Jay. So. I'm just saying that's an extenuating circumstance to your get to double digits. 5 or 11.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Okay. 5.
I go with
That's
5
my
too.
limit.
5.
Damn you, Carm.
You're at 5 on that. Okay.
Because
So
11
that's
we're
tough,
starting
man.
to get
yeah,
beyond the meatball.
Okay. So that was the
Beyond
exercise.
the meatball.
Wait, didn't Will have a win in 11 last year?
Correct. Thank you.
Okay.
Beyond the
I'm glad
meatball.
we're keeping receipts around here, and
Beyond
that's okay.
the meatball.
We have
That sounds like a new
Netflix series.
podcast series.
Yeah.
Beyond the
there you
meatball.
Hosted by Braggs.
Beyond
the Meatball.
I'm so
Come
subscribing.
inside
But
the
hey-
life of Greg
Well, we are
Braggs
getting some new shows around here. So Beyond the Meatball should be thrown in there as a possibility.
Yeah.
Spano's
Beyond
still
the
here.
Meatball.
Yeah. Is
Is he still here?
He's still-
I'm
He's
surprised
right
he
there.
didn't
He's
leave
behind you.
after we all started
He's
yelling.
right
at
behind
each other.
us, not focusing away from the show
Good.
because that's a smart move.
I had the over-under at minutes Braggs talked in that meeting at 5. And he took the under, so
He
he
did?
went under.
Yeah.
I don't think he took the under. Guy was mentioned more by anybody in the company in that meeting.
That is true.
What about a bar? Can we get a bar? How about a bar?
I want a bar.
I
want a bar.
I want a bar.
I don't think that's an unreasonable request.
I enjoyed it. I had it
Yeah.
on my mind too. I was like, "Where's the bar? How about a bar?" I mean,
Filled up with
okay.
goose.
Let's remind you,
Yeah.
and I feel like I need to remind you right now, we're doing a show.
Yeah. no, I'm aware.
He's going back to the meetings.
It's like would you like to read the meeting notes off?
No,
to
but if I
everybody?
could have videotaped Mark's face the whole time, that would have been
Let's
great.
not
time.
go down
there were
that
some
road.
great reactions.
There were some good ones.
It was good. It was good.
All hail the CEO. Brandon Spano's the man. All right. I think we've done our exercise here.
So no one's over 10.
No
I like
one is
it.
over 10. 11 is officially 11 is where if you're going
if
to
they
Meatball
win
Island.
11 games, Justin Fields is winning MVP.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'll give you another
I would
one.
agree.
I mean,
If you had to pick right now, going back to the draft with the information you have from what we have in training camp so far,
Oh God, it's a scary question.
Oh, no.
Jalen Carter or Darnell Wright?
Well, I'm not trying to hate on Darnell Wright, but I was on the record
Yeah, same here.
weeks before that I would have taken Jalen Carter, especially when he fell. the way
Every
he did.
day there's a story about how good Jalen Carter is.
Dude gets in the
I,
backfield.
I was on the record as saying that I absolutely wouldn't have taken Jalen Carter. Never would have taken Jalen Carter. Horrible decision. Can't make that level of risk. Right now, here on August the 10th, if I could flip it, I probably would take Jalen Carter. That's terrible. I am a hypocrite of all hypocrites. but the news reports coming out of there are unbelievable. What's going on? I'm
just saying, Raquel Martin in the chat, Gervon Dexter, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Hey, he was the headline of our show, so maybe we can talk a little bit now that we're talking about, of course, Jalen Carter's probably going to be a good player as long as he, grows up in certain categories. But Gervon Dexter showed a lot of promise today, so we can reverse back to.
Excellent point. I stick with it. Darnell Wright's going to be the man. Damn it, I didn't say what I just said.
It's too early to be out on Darnell Wright. Not that any of us are. We just know what Jalen Carter's doing in Philly.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
Right.
Let's you know what? Honestly, after that whole segment, this is a perfect sponsor to jump in here because we all need some help here. And this episode of the CHGO Bears is being brought to you by BetterHelp. And look, I am a huge proponent of doing everything you possibly can to get your mental health where it wants to be. We all have feelings all the time that we're afraid to talk about. Family, work, literally anywhere you want to go. Friendship, so much stress out there. Get yourself taken care of. Look, if you're thinking about starting therapy, BetterHelp is a place where you really should go to give it a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, suited to your schedule. All you got to do is fill out a brief questionnaire. You get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. So if you don't connect right away, you can make a move elsewhere. All you got to do is go to betterhelp.com/CHGO, betterhelp.com/CHGO. You're going to answer a few questions about yourself and your goals, and then you're going to get an email once you've matched and start connecting with your therapist. From there, you can start scheduling sessions. Now, for the record, I have done the therapy thing online where I didn't know the therapist at all, and they were 25-minute sessions. It was offered at another workplace before I got here, and they were super helpful. So, I really recommend if you're even remotely inclined to give it a shot here. BetterHelp.com/CHGO. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/CHGO today. 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/CHGO.
I saw a comment that said, of course we need better help. We're Bears fans, so it makes sense. I put these on way too early, but these are my Shady Rays, you guys, and you can take on the sun with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with the warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. And Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn here at CHGO. Durable frames and extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. Clearly, I have my Shady Rays on right now. They look good, and of course, it's going to protect my eyes from the sun, so I rock them anytime I can. And what's awesome is if you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they'll send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after your purchase. And here's the most important part for you guys. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is going to give you the best deal of the season. Go to ShadyRays.com. Use the code CHGO, 50% off 2 or more polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades are rated 5 stars by over 50,000 people.
And we also got to tell you about Lewis U. They have students that are just like you. Full-time jobs.
Oh.
Families.
I'm just now seeing that.
Full-time sports fandoms.
I hate you, Carman.
I love Lou U.
Lou U's the best. Go back to school and earn a respected degree at Lewis University, 35 miles southwest of Chicago in Romeoville, ranked one of U.S. News & World Report's top-tier colleges. Lewis partners with numerous employers for tuition discounts and offers evening, online, and blended formats to help you balance work, family, and education. Faculty bring real-world experience and instruction to the classroom, which is immediately relevant to your career. They offer career support and academic resources for adult students. If you're looking to complete your bachelor's or master's degree or enroll in a professional certificate program, well, Lewis has the right program for you. They have several career-focused programs that will set you up for success, like, how about criminal justice and public safety, or data science, cybersecurity, business analytics, finance, your MBA, project management. They have it all. Discover how a degree from Lewis can help you build a better world. Learn more at lewisu.edu/you can do this. Again, that is lewisu.edu/you can do this. All right. For the record, I just wanted to go back and verify with our awesome draft board that we had, that our diehards had access to.
Great effort. That seems so long ago now.
Yeah, we still, at the end of the day, despite Carm saying no thank you, we had Jalen Carter 3rd overall. And we all like Darnell Wright. We had him at 10, which is right where he got drafted. But as a group here, and I was definitely part of it, it's not second-guessing. And honestly, it has nothing to do with Darnell Wright's camp or anything. I still like Darnell Wright. I would still have him 10th where we had him back at the draft. But it's a little painful to see Jalen. But there's a long way to go, right?
Long way to go.
No
It helps
games have been
that Gervon Dexter had a good day in practice today, right? No, maybe. I guess not.
Yeah, and look, narratives in training camp can change awful quick.
Yep.
But, I mean, it does seem at this particular moment in time that he is an elite talent playing a very important position.
And who's the guy right now, if we want to go even deeper and irritate everyone watching the show, but who's the one who's running around saying that Bryce Young looks like Aaron Rodgers and this unbelievable talent? I've seen those reports out of camp.
But that's no surprise to me. I am fully on record. If Bryce Young stays healthy, he is probably going to the Hall of Fame. He is going to be really, really good. Bryce Young, that's consistent with everything I said about him going into the draft. I just don't think he's going to stay healthy. It is unprecedented to have a quarterback that small, and I'm not just talking about the height, but his wiry frame too. It is unprecedented for one like that to stay that healthy. Now, if there's someone who can do it because of his pocket presence, and I don't know how he does it, he's got 17 eyes on his head, and he knows exactly how to move his body and avoid hits. So good for him. At the end of the day, I would have to bet against it.
I just love that his window of, like we just did this with Fields and Bears win total, and your window for Bryce Young is Hall of Fame or crumpled into a chair, like a folding chair.
Yeah, Parkins would be like, you got to be all in right now. All in or you out?
It's good radio.
Then I'd probably be out.
Yeah.
Because I just...
There's so many external factors, too. I mean, this team around Bryce Young needs to be obviously really good. The offensive line needs to be elite for him to stay upright, to deliver the ball to his receivers. So it's a lot of other things outside of Young's, what he can control that will make him successful in the NFL. So
I had my moment leading up to the draft where I fell in love with Bryce Young when you just watched his...
I remember that day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You had a show where I think you were advocating...
I was just pointing out that his feel for the game looks pretty damn ass elite. That's what it looked like. But I totally get that in Ryan Pohl's position, you are not trading Justin Fields going into his third year when you've given him no help whatsoever and have actually you've hurt him more than you've helped him. You're not trading that guy for a 5'9" quarterback who's unlikely to stay healthy. You're just not doing that. If a clear-cut number one quarterback had been there, then you would probably make that trade. Mm-hmm. But that wasn't the case, and that's why they traded out of the pick and ended up with Darnell Wright, and I completely supported it.
Well, and to this point, just to kind of wrap a bow on this insane discussion we've had, and it's been very passionate, but like whether Bears fans like it or not, when it comes to Darnell Wright versus Jalen Carter, or even Bryce Young versus Justin Fields, their success on the field is going to be what determines the narrative and the way people critique the decisions Ryan Pohl's made this offseason.
I also think that even... let's say worst case scenario, Darnell Wright doesn't make it and Jalen Carter's an all-pro. Like, you'll still be able to look back at it and go, you understand why he didn't.
100%.
Like, but
it's still, for some, is not going to...
it'll still be painful.
Yeah.
It'll still be painful that he's not a Bear. But what I'm saying is, if you're doing this right, you're grading the process. You're grading... And I don't... It's like what I said on yesterday's show. You're first guessing. You're not second guessing. And you'd be changing the entire narrative if you were to go back from it 3 years from now and crush Ryan Poles for not drafting Jalen Carter. And that's not at all what I'm doing here. My first guessing was I still would have taken him. But I also understood the risk. And I think we all did, is my point. And I think what Ryan Poles at the end of the day decided was completely justifiable. I'm not going to kill him for it. But, again, no one's played a game yet. Darnell Wright is going to help the Bears rush for 200 yards against the Titans on Saturday.
Let's go. I, for one, cannot go back and ever criticize Ryan Poles about that draft pick because I was adamant, do not take Jalen Carter. So
He helped Justin Fields
if he
with that
becomes
draft.
God and all and whoever, if Jalen Carter has a tremendous career, he ends up in the Hall of Fame, and he has no problems off the field, then I will be 1,000% wrong.
We have almost 20 super chats to get through, and we are an hour into this show. So
let's fire away,
time
Greg.
to rock and roll,
Let's
Hoagie.
do it, Rags.
Super chat, super fast.
We're gonna
Don't ever do that again.
Can I make this executive decision on this? We are gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go
Read
through
'em.
them.
Okay.
Hoge's gonna start.
I like that.
So I get this one?
Yes.
I like him. Bob Kerwin, my guy, $4.99. The Bear logo, a move to get folks ready for a move out of the city. Also, what needs to happen to feel confident with a sub 500 season? What needs to happen to feel? I gotcha. Gotcha, Bob. I'm not necessarily sure what the connection would be between the primary logo changing to the Bear, which I love. Great show, by the way, too. And moving out of the city, I will say that don't expect that Bear logo to be on the helmet. I've said this on the show before, but George just does not. He's not for that. So that's cool. And how would you still feel confident about a sub 500 season? Well, I would just say that record-wise, I would think worst case scenarios, you'd still get to 7 wins, and the quarterback made a huge leap. And let's not lose sight of that. It's still about the quarterback, and if that happens, you're feeling pretty good. Mm-hmm. That's about as short as I can answer that.
All right. Side note, by the way, as I get to the Super Chat, $10 from Didi. Super Chat to keep the good vibes going. We'll be going full Meatball Island on Saturday. Congratulations to you, Didi. Before I forget, I'm pulling out of the parking lot today, and there's George McCaskey.
Scooter?
And he's got his scooter. They make us park during training camp. It's a block, 2 blocks.
It's a 10-minute walk.
It's a 10-minute walk. No big deal.
I made it in 7.
Wait, what did you say?
I made it in 7. It's on the vlog.
made it in
but-
7.
If I have to hear you complain about this walk again,
I
it
did
is-
not complain.
The other week you were complaining about it. It is an easy walk, old man. Get your walker out.
Age shaming is not in, Gregory.
Oh, it's in for me.
and I am in significantly
Neither
better
is fat
shape.
shaming, but I digress.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in significantly better shape and look younger than you.
I would slow down over there.
Well, let me tell you something. All I do is hit one little get rid of the gray, and next thing you know, I'm 32, and you're dealing with whatever you got dealing with over there. So just know that. Anyway, but George and I had
what
a
are you
great.
turning tomorrow again?
We don't need to talk about
Yes,
that.
we do.
It's just a number.
Mr. Young Guy.
No.
Why are we not making a big deal out of this?
I know.
There should be a party tomorrow.
Everybody in
We
the
should have a
chat.
party.
Everybody in the chat. Guess Mark's age.
Yeah, go ahead. Guess away. That's fine. I already saw somebody called me 60.
Bet your life on it.
Bet your life on
Is it
Yeah.
30 or 50?
Yeah. What is going on in this show?
Well, that'll be it. Yeah.
A 2-hour show.
Okay, am I next?
Yes,
here?
you're up.
Okay. Crazy Ace TV, appreciate everything you have done during the preseason. I think it's some of the best coverage I have followed. Also love Hoge daily emails. Appreciate you, Crazy Ace TV.
Appreciate you. Yep, newsletter for the diehards coming in daily in your inbox every morning. When I remember to send it to Kevin.
All right, we're gonna keep
Which I
rolling
forgot to
them
do
along.
yesterday.
Whoops.
We're gonna keep rolling them along because Duke is in the chat throwing down multiple super chats just to irritate you, Carm. So here we go. Keys super chat, $5 super chat. Would love to know your guys' input. Are you all in on Fields or not? We already read that. See, look at I messed up. There we go. Do not. I don't want to hear it. I got enough things going on. I got enough things going on. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. My thing. Real Cordis super chat. I'm bound to mess up one time a show. Come on now. $2 super chat. Real Cordless. 06 Bears vibes with a better offense. Agree? I think 05 Bears vibes.
That is a tall, real cordless super chat right there.
Cordless.
06. What, we're going to Super Bowl?
06.
We did.
Go Bears.
I don't agree. I think this. I like what I've seen from the defense, but I think that's a different stratosphere in terms of how good that defense was.
That was a really good defense. Really good defense.
And don't underestimate how much Devin Hester had an impact on.
And that's not even there in today's game.
So,
Bears could be a playoff team this year. Things I would bet my life on. Not winning the Super Bowl. I don't think that's. I don't think.
Well, that team didn't win the Super Bowl either.
Well,
That's true.
Getting to the Super Bowl, but hey, why take?
You're so negative.
Don't take any chips off the table right now on August the 10th.
All right, Sean, Katie, related to Gene there at Purdue.
Boiler up.
Okay. How is the running back competition looking? Does it look like there's a definite pecking order? Possible Roshan takes the lead role by the end of the camp.
No.
I'll answer the last part. No. I don't see that happening. I do like the way he's running. I think if I had to bet my life on it, Khalil Herbert's your starter, but carries are split
Agreed.
Foreman.
between
Yeah, he's been in
Deontay Foreman and Khalil Herbert, and then you sprinkle in a little. By the way, for a guy I had basically given up on, Treston Ebner's had a few good runs.
He really
been
has.
with the ones too. He's been with the ones as well. So
He busted one yesterday and got all sorts of love from his teammates. I thought that was cool. $5 from Chubbs82, our guy. I'm a 5-star gourmet meatball, and Justin Fields is going to light. What do you do with these chats? You just
light up the NFL.
he's down here
You
now.
can't read the screen.
I mean, no, it's down there now, and it was over there,
Quit
and you
crying
put,
and
you
read
put
the
stuff over.
screen,
Like
you know?
You would greatly help us there, Greg, if you drag that bottom part up higher.
win a suit.
Oh my God.
Chubbs, I'm going to give you the full read again because that's what you deserve. I'm a 5-star gourmet meatball, and Justin Fields is going to light up the NFL, win a Super Bowl, and the MVP. Bear down 98 is going to dominate the gap. All right, Chubbs 82. Let's go, Chubbs.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next one here?
That'd
We
be
got
Bob Kerwin.
Bob, 4K, or I'll tattoo CHGO on my middle finger. Wow.
Wow.
I think
So-
you're winning both ways there, Bob. So maybe do it both, even if Justin Fields throws for 4,000, get a
work?
tattoo.
Bob, you get a tattoo of CHGO. You get a T-shirt over here. I'll talk to upper management. Bob.
Eric Forcell, $10 super chat. Over under for 300 air yards for Justin Fields' first game against Green Bay.
Under.
That's you, Greg. What do you think?
Wait. Air yards.
Air
Wait,
yards.
yeah.
That's a hard under.
Well, I mean, are we just
Is he
passing?
saying?
I
Okay,
think
am I
just
being too
passing yards.
technical? Air
Yeah,
yards is an
I think
actual
you are.
stat.
Right.
Yeah.
He's
Is
just
he talking
meaning
about
passing yards. Yeah, I would have to imagine, unless he's the most analytically driven person ever.
Outsiders. Football
278 yards.
I'm gonna say under.
Like
That's
that.
too much. Definitely, if we're talking air yards, no chance.
I mean, Justin Fields has never thrown for
Never.
300 yards.
Nope.
I don't think it's happening week 1.
It's happening week 1, baby.
gonna
I'm
happen
taking
against
the over,
Jair
Eric.
Alexander.
I'll tell you which game it's happening in.
Week 2.
350. Yeah, 350 and 3 touchdowns against the Bucks.
Let's go. Week 2. I will.
2-0.
We'll have to bring out the bear if that happens again, the inflatable bear, and see
I'll
Braggs
hump- I'll
have
hump that bear all day long.
intercourse with the bear again if that happens. All right, I'm up. $1.99 for
You're
Marcus.
not up.
Please.
I'm not.
It's
Someone
Adam.
pull that
It's
for
Matt.
me.
Whoops.
Marcus Robinson, great player. 199. What is your issue with Fields, Carm? He carried us.
I have no issue with Fields whatsoever, Marcus. I have an issue with mainly the national media who wants to tell you that Justin Fields is going to win the MVP. Everybody needs to chill the hell out and let Fields grow at the pace that he's growing. And I think he's going to – I've said a zillion times on the show. I'll say it again. I think he's going to take a major leap this year.
Don't tell us to chill. You chill.
Okay, Tyler
Quillen?
Quillen?
Quillen. Like Quillen.
$4.99. What's the Carm QB meter? I don't know what that means.
Well, it's kind of like Herb Howard's friend of the show.
What's my confidence meter on Fields having
like the Claypool-o-meter. What's the Fields-o-meter?
Fields-o-meter for 4,000 yards today?
Now,
was-
Herb does it in a percentage
I got
form.
it.
All right.
Today's performance, it's down 2%.
And what percentage are you currently sitting at?
At over 4,000?
No. Your
Just your confidence
Fields
in QB1.
confidence meter. For instance,
solid
Claypool
69%.
I think it's
Claypool's
Nice.
sitting at 68% for Herb Howard from It's the Bigs.
Well, Herb has that wrong.
For Claypool.
I understand.
Okay.
He's got that wrong.
Where would you? Oh,
What do
you have
mean?
it
What
lower.
would you say?
For Claypool?
Yeah.
He went from
43%.
he went from 51%, and it moved all the way up to 71, and he's dropped it down.
I'm at
because of the
43
injury.
on Claypool.
you're-
Fields is 71.
Okay. Next one. Next question.
We have Elliot 970 here. If Fields throws for over 4K passing, does your win-loss prediction change?
Yes.
It does. It definitely changes if he throws for 4,000 yards. I think I had him at, was it 9 wins?
Also, if he throws for 4,000 yards, he is in the MVP conversation.
No
Yes.
doubt. And then
Because
you're
he's
going to
still
add the
gonna run
rushing.
for a lot.
Yeah. The Bears are winning a lot of games. It definitely would change
He'll be
my
your
prediction.
number one player in fantasy football.
I have a draft coming up.
Let's go.
All
He
right.
throws for 4,000. They are a
They're winning the NFC North.
They are a dynamic,
Yeah.
interesting playoff team with a chance to do something special.
Dapper Dan, $1.99 super chat. 3 to 5 wins is the floor with injuries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5.
Sure. I still think it's 5,
5.
but you said 3 to 5, so I'm with it. Noah Whamshire says, y'all want Caleb Williams.
No.
No.
I mean,
No.
I think Caleb Williams is going to be really good, but no, because that means the season went really
That would be a terrible season to
poorly.
cover.
So
However,
no.
the season goes awry. Yes, I do. But let's not have that happen.
No, right now I don't want Caleb Williams.
Absolutely
No,
not.
no, no, no.
Who's next, Gregory?
All right, give me 1 second here, and I'll pull up.
John Davis, my guy, super chat $5. I'm preaching patience with Darnell Wright. It might be a bit rough, but things change. Andrew Thomas was awful
He was.
as a rook, and he just got paid.
Paid.
Thank you for the perspective, John. Appreciate you.
No, it's completely true. The rookie tackles are far from perfect, even when they're good.
We have the next one here from Joe Calgano. Would Carter be as successful here? Probably not. The thing with the Eagles, they have a lot of veterans on that team. The Bears don't have that luxury here, but it's hard to say. They haven't even played a freaking game yet. So,
Well, that's the thing, because then I would say, would he be successful against this offensive line right now in practice? I'd say probably.
absolutely, he'd be our headline for most shows. Jalen Carter gets in the backfield
yeah.
again.
I mean, we don't, whatever. We're not the most veteran team of all time, but I actually do trust the D-line leadership that's going on there. Justin Jones is a solid vet in there. I don't think he'd come here and suck.
I just
and
think-
I'm a little annoyed by the way that Braggs gets to read the Duke super chat. But go ahead.
Well, Duke has about 12 super chats in here, so don't you worry, Carm. You'll be able to read one
Oh, good.
too. Duke, 1999 super chat. Unpopular opinion. Flus likes hard practices. Well, a big chunk of key players are out and not practicing at all, making camp useless for them. And the chippiness leading to fights will lead to penalties in games. Rein it in.
The Duke is concerned today. It's a concerned Duke. We miss you, Duke. We love you, Duke.
The man,
Miss him. He's
Yeah.
here
the
now.
Duke.
I like what he just brought up, though, because it is like they seem to be extra cautious with keeping guys out. And it's a decent point that you're going to have these hard practices to callous your team, but if they're not going to practice, then
Overcalcing?
I agree. I agree.
You
We've
guys
got
are just- You guys are just greasing the wheel.
I will
Go
say
ahead.
that the Bears were really, really disciplined last year, though, from a penalty perspective.
They
I
were.
think that gets sorted out, reined in during games, and I think there will be a no-tolerance policy. I think they want to encourage that feistiness to build it up, but you got to keep it. And then really, we've only seen 1 or 2 instances where it actually would have turned into a penalty. Most of it's just been verbal jawing.
Claypool.
Yeah.
All right, we got to start.
I'm not worried about
Wait,
the
who
Bears.
was in the fight the other day again? I wasn't there that day.
The Eddie
Eddie
Jackson.
Jackson,
Claypool.
Claypool.
Where they were actually swinging? Where you guys had the headline fight?
They pulled off a helmet, got
Well, Chase Claypool ripped off Eddie's helmet.
and threw it onto the field.
Okay, so if that was what Getsy was referring to today,
That would be an ejection.
when he said we only went over the line once.
That's right.
That's probably that would be it.
Yeah.
Chase also stepped on a mouthpiece from Tyreek Stevenson and threw it. He said,
Picking on that rook.
Okay.
All right, we got to start
might
getting
not
the
have known whose
lightning
mouthpiece it
round
was.
here so we
Lightning
can let the
round.
Bulls boys here do their thing. So
Oh, yeah, let's go.
you're up.
Guys, I seriously love the CHGO intro and outro. Whoever's responsible for the two, thank you.
Thank you,
$5 for
Keys. 99 from the Duke. I like turtles. 99 from the Duke. Sending more to piss off Carm. I love you, Duke. We're friends forever, buddy. Aaron Owens, you're up, Nick.
Arguable Goats, love y'all. We love you, Aaron. Appreciate the super chat, man.
Aaron, you're awesome, man.
Sorry,
Is this another
I
one
thought
from
we
the-
were doing a rapid fire Duke.
Yeah, we're doing
so-
rapid fire Duke. If I don't get to see live Bears football within the next 40 hours, I'm going to literally die, metaphorically speaking. Well, good news is you're going to see Bears football in 48 hours, less than 48 hours. The Duke also said, put your thighs away, Nick. This is a kid's show.
Yeah, Nick.
Those shorts those are shrinking shorts. They are special shorts.
Hopefully,
that
Duke's
shrink.
wife's not watching.
Oh, yeah. Make sure she's not watching.
All right, yeah, Aaron Owens again. $1.99
I'm self-conscious.
super chat. Arguable Goats, love y'all, and we appreciate that a lot.
Duke, everyone else, we appreciate all the support with these super chats. Keep them flowing. We love you.
We got two more here.
Chubb says $5. Don't tell us to chill, Carm. Our hype doesn't affect Justin Fields at all. We don't want to be down there with you and your misery.
Wow.
You are just a miserable human being.
Everybody needs to chill. I'm the most happy-go-lucky dude you'll
It's
ever.
Mark's
you should-
birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, let me get Crystal in here. Crystal, thank you so much.
Sing
Happy
happy
early
birthday.
B-Day to Carm. That's me. Hashtag Team Carm. No hate, Duke.
Happy birthday to you.
Okay, that's a
Happy
little much.
birthday to you. Happy 60th
dear
birthday,
Cram.
Happy birthday
And you drive us
to
crazy.
Oh, for the days of 36. All right. Are we done? That was a fun show. I really enjoyed it.
I remember 36 like it was 5 months ago.
I'm not there yet.
You're 12. Congratulations. I'd love to be you.
Matt Peck made a Norm from Cheers reference during our meeting earlier.
Oh, I did this. It flew right over my
No.
head because I had no idea what
It
that
went
was.
over your head, hit that brick wall, came back to me.
Nick's never watched Cheers.
Was that it, Braggs?
There it is.
There it is. Tomorrow
Hoagie.
afternoon.
The quick.
That's a great graphic.
Your face on that meatball is the most frightening thing I've ever seen.
Tomorrow at
I gotta
noon.
say that the hoagie looks pretty tasty.
Oh my god!
I'm hungry right now. I wouldn't touch
Clip
that meatball.
that. Clip that part.
That's awesome. That is
Tomorrow, me, Braggs, the Meatball and Hoagie Show. We'll preview the game against the Titans coming up. Looking forward to it. It'll be a noon show back in our old school noon time tomorrow. Please hit the like button. Please hit subscribe. Check out all our merch, chgolocker.com. Diehards, become one. You get a discount on that merch. You get a discount on our golf outing. You get the newsletter in the morning every day. Again, hit that like button. Tell some friends about the show. We appreciate you. We got CHGO Bulls coming up next.
ton of fun today. We love you guys.
We'll
That was
talk to you
great.
tomorrow at noon.